We've just welcomed in a brand new year. At the start of each year, I can't help but to look back and have a good think of what happened in the recent past. But this time, I have already been feeling this way since my birthday in October. What does it mean to turn 30? Time has passed. I'm no longer the girl that would spend her days daydreaming, living in her own fantasy world. Now it's time to face reality, because lately, we've all had some serious curveballs thrown at us. The world is still trying to recover from near collapse. And in my personal world, I'm still trying to figure things out. But what's the big deal about birthdays? I was born the 29th of October 1991. Birthdays have always been a strange time for me. It is sort of the turn of the year, but at a personal level. It brings about a bittersweet emotion, both the hopeful expectation for the future, as well as this sense of nostalgia for the experiences we've been through in the past. And this one was no different, especially since I was reaching this new milestone. I just turned 30. As we complete yet another turn around the sun, we're reminded we're not going to be here forever, and learn how to be grateful for the amazing gift that life is. These images let us travel back in time to one crystallized moment. It brings us back to things, people, and places that might have left us a long time ago. This is my grandma. She's singing happy birthday. She's no longer with us. To start something new, there's often the need to leave something in the past. To purge, to reassess, to let go. To open space for new opportunities and become lighter. Things aren't as they used to be. We've been stuck in a limbo that constricted our every movement and didn't let us move forward. Our future was put on hold. Sometimes I can't help but to feel resentful for the things I didn't do. And now 2 years have passed and the circumstances are just not the same anymore. It's time to grieve and to move forward. But to do that, it's important to acknowledge where we were. How was our life before? What were we doing? How were we feeling? So let's go back to when things started getting serious. Once, on the night before my birthday, I went to see a movie. It depicted the lifeless routine of two characters, the daily repetition of the same old strenuous choreography. The development was painfully slow-moving, and if the gestures shown ever had a purpose, the characters were long estranged from it. Because despite its apparent simplicity, these images start weighing on you until it becomes torture. These bodies move out of habit because it's that same habit the only thing keeping them from falling apart. An intensely slow momentum begging for the relief they'll never get to experience. In the end, even when the surroundings want to give out, they keep going. Everything was already collapsing, but were we listening to the signs? I took this movie as a reminder of what Saturn means. Chronos, father time that devours his children. This movie marked the beginning of my Saturn return, the beginning of adult life. And that was only a hint of what was about to be the most tumultuous year for generations to come. I've been studying astrology for some years now, and everybody was talking about the upcoming Saturn-Pluto conjunction. As it was getting closer, I was getting more and more nervous. I didn't know how it could manifest. I only knew that something very transforming would come upon Earth. Online, I started seeing news of this contagious virus popping up in my friends' stories. Once it all hit Venice, I fled. Historically, Venice is known for the struggles with pestilence. The Salute, or Mary of Health, was the church built to bless the city of Venice, in the hopes of getting rid of the Black Plague. Ever since I lived in this city, I couldn't help but to become aware of the weight of death. It's all over Venice. It's embedded in every wall, every building, every bridge you may cross. Our lives are much more fragile than we think. Modern society is built in a way to make you think that to be alive is a given. But the structures that are supposed to guarantee our safety are also fallible. As we saw the last couple of years, modern medicine also fails, and sometimes humankind cannot catch up with the consequences of their own ambition. Those signs start showing up in the life around us, mirrored by the living organism that is our planet. And if birthdays have ominous qualities, how did I celebrate after the crisis went down? That night, I sang an ominous song. O come ti inganni se pensi che gli anni non hanno a finire, bisogna morire, bisogna morire, bisogna morire. And one day at the beach, death threw me a scare. I got away from a friend for a split second when I noticed I couldn't swim back. The current was way too strong. The possibility that she was going to ask for help completely vanished from my mind. I felt hopeless. I knew from that moment on it was only between me and the waves. My life was at the mercy of the ocean. I would dive to cut the wave and then breathe. But each time I did that, my heart rate got higher and my breath was running short. My exhaustion was making me give out to the strength of the current. So that's it. I'm going to die, I thought to myself. The most empowering thing to do in a helpless situation is to make peace with the worst possible outcome. But I wasn't dead yet, and the idea of breathing in the water and suffocate seemed like absolute torture. So from the little control I had, I made the conscious choice of doing all the physical effort I could to continue swimming, until I eventually passed out. 'cause that outcome seemed slightly more gentle. Just one more wave, I thought, just one more wave. I was helpless, and my breath was running short. Then I saw someone swimming in my direction. A man came to my rescue, and then 2 lifeguards joined him, and all 3 of them pulled me out of the water. I was safe now. I came back to the shore safe and sound, but there was a part of me that was forever lost in that ocean. Every year that goes by, I learn how to become more humble when facing new circumstances around me. Instead of worrying about things I can't control, I choose to be more receptive and to make the most of what I have at this very moment. Life is composed of simple things. I recognize that the mundane is also worth celebrating. Now it's time to leave behind the person I used to be and to welcome the person I want to become. Oh, come ti inganni se pensi che gli anni non hanno a finire. Bisogna morire, bisogna morire, bisogna morire. È un sogno la vita che passi gradite e breve gioire. Bisogna morire, bisogna morire, bisogna morire. La morte è crudele, a tutte infedele, ognuno svergogna. Morire bisogna, morire bisogna, morire bisogna. Oh, come ti inganni se pensi che gli anni non hanno a finire. Bisogna morire, bisogna morire, bisogna morire. Bisogna